Hello everyone, this is Dr. Zeshan. So today with Parenting with Dr. Z, we have Sheza, who is a high school student. So she's growing up in New Jersey. So who will have some discussion about the challenges faced by teenagers during middle and high school. Welcome, Sheza, to our channel.
Hello, thank you for having me.
So would you like to introduce yourself and see what questions you have for me for today?
Yeah, so my name is Shiza. I do go to high school here. I'm a junior. I've seen a lot of students, struggling with challenges throughout their time in middle school, high school. So a couple of questions I had. My first one was regarding social media.
Mhm.
So social media, it's had a really big impact on our generation, especially. It's become more and more common, especially in the younger ages, compared to if you see a decade ago.
Mhm.
So would you say that social media is negatively impacting students?
I think I often tell my audience that social media itself is not bad or toxic. It become bad when I usually use this 5S that I share, that every teenager, every child want to feel seen, want to feel safe, want to feel soothed, want to feel successful, and want to feel significant. So social media become negative and toxic when we get all these five S's only from social media. Like if we want to be seen, we go to social media. If we want to feel soothed when we are, under stress, we go to social media. So if we are getting all these five S's only from social media, then it has negative impact. But social media, this is something very important nowadays. We communicate, we connect, we discuss a lot of important things nowadays. So as long as we are doing our homework, we are going to school, we are having good sleep, we are engaging in some of the after school activities, sports, and having some family time. And after that, whatever time we have, if we spend on the social media, I don't think it has negative impact. It get negatively impacted when we use social media um, without or on compromising these few things that I have just shared.
All right, thank you. Um, Next question was, how have you seen academic pressures affect the mental health and the well-being of students? And what strategies or interventions have you found to be effective in helping students manage their academic stress?
So academic pressure is another, especially in high school. I usually see, especially junior year, when they before going to senior year, when the next year they have to apply for colleges. So a lot of volunteer work, community work, research, and the grades, and then essays. So all those things just add up to it. So the first thing I encourage students to be more proactive rather than delaying your SATs or those at the end. Take it sooner. Plan in a way that you have the community, your volunteer, your research is ahead of time. And during summer break, making sure you work on your essays, reaching out to the mentor, reaching out to your friends or family who went through this process, so that you will not do the same mistakes that other people have done. So that's one thing. The second thing is, we call it inverted U phenomena in psychology, where we say, at certain point, the anxiety and the pressure is good. If you don't build that pressure, it's hard to do. You can imagine, many times just before the night of the exam, you may be able to read so much that you may not be able to do it over the rest of the week before, because sometimes we need anxiety and a stress to do something. But if this anxiety get to the point where it is affecting our sleep, where we are having difficulty sleeping, it's affecting our appetite, like we are not eating, it's affecting our day-to-day routine, like our interaction with our friends, our interaction with our parents are becoming more snappy, we are becoming more isolated, we are becoming more angry on small, small things. We are worrying so much that we are having difficulty focusing in our day to day. So that's where the inverted U. So so up till one side of the U is fine, but then if the anxiety go further, so instead of so this is the what is it called, the vertical and the horizontal. So vertical is the performance, horizontal is anxiety. So at certain point anxiety is getting up and your performance is getting up, but then after a certain point, if the anxiety go further up, your performance go down. So that's where more proactivity, reaching out to mentor, reaching out to friend, and also keeping in mind that these are some temporary stressors during the life. And the suggestion I usually share with students is, that we need to see what is in my control and what is not in my control. So let's say how well you do an exam may not be in your control. Which college you may get matched may not be in your control. But studying hard is in your control. Having a good sleep in your control. Finishing your assignment on time in your control. So in leadership, what we usually teach is that you literally use this hand like this. So you will see if this thought that is coming in my head, oh, I'm not sure if I'm fail in this exam. Is it in my control? If no, just put that behind and then bring something that is in your control. Okay, so I don't know how the grade will be in the exam, but I can study. So you bring what you can do in your awareness and focusing on things that are in your control rather than getting more worried and more nervous of things that are not of your control, where you get matched, which college you will go, what you will do in the grade. So being more intentional, being more proactive, and being more present and focusing on what you can do in this moment that can help you to move forward.
All right, thank you. And then building off on the last question, how about family pressure? How have you seen that family pressure and high parental expectations affect the mental health of students and how they eventually um, perform in academics?
I think that's I have seen in Asian, even Middle Eastern. So I'm a child psychiatrist, adolescent psychiatrist. I'm a leadership coach in New Jersey, and in my private practice, and when I talk to many parents and teenagers. So one thing is very common. Sometimes parents' expectations can put an additional pressure. And many time, many parents, when we were grew up in a different country at that time, maybe just being a doctor, being an engineer, being a high grade is something that give you the success, that give you the reassurance that you will have a good lifestyle, you will have, the good security financially, stability wise, which are all great things. But sometimes we not realize when we parents who grew up in a different culture, when we come into this culture where there are so many opportunities, just being a doctor, just being an engineer, just being in one or two category, you know, are not the only way to achieve success. And sometimes, parents are having difficulty uh, realizing there are a lot of unmet needs that the parents may have that they are trying to get through these children. So this is what I would suggest. I think as a parent, I think as a parent, it's our responsibility to help and guide our children and our teenagers, help them what they want to do, not what I want them to do. I think this is where we have to guide them, but what God has created them for, what they are good at, what they are passionate about. So that's, I think, so again, the pressure is good. But if you're putting the pressure something that you want them to do, then it become hard for them. Maybe up to elementary, middle school, they may be able to do it, but the high school, when they go, and if they are doing something that they are not interested in, and if they are forced to do some activities, some sports activities, some extracurricular activities that they are not passionate about, I have seen many times it may affect negatively depression, anxiety, suicidality, screen addiction, self-esteem, eating disorder, body image, even gender identities, you name it, and it's all there.
Yeah, I think I've seen in my school too how people or students with stricter parents, they tend to start going behind their back a little more, which also affects their home life and everything around them. So thank you for answering that.
Thank you, Sheza. Thank you, Sheza, for having us today. We are looking forward to our other session, and it's really great to have you. And thank you for asking all that great questions.
Thank you.